We are witnessing a moment that could fundamentally reshape the global order. The open discussion of military options to acquire Greenland marks the definitive end of the post-World War II international system. In response, European allies are deploying troops to defend what is sovereign NATO territory. This has triggered the first existential crisis for the alliance since the Cold War, where one member state is openly threatening an ally. This is not a simple dispute over real estate. It's a conflict that challenges the very foundation of global stability, forcing us to ask whether the rules-based order will survive. To understand this crisis, we have to separate the official story from the real story. The public narrative claims this is about national security, that Russia and China are circling Greenland, and without it, the US will lose the Arctic. But reality tells a different tale. For instance, Denmark's foreign minister has confirmed there hasn't been a Chinese warship in the area for over a decade. The real motivation lies buried in the ground: rare earth elements. Greenland possesses some of the largest untapped reserves in the world, while China currently controls 90% of the global processing, a strategic chokehold on the modern economy. As one official put it, ownership gives you a thing you can't do with a lease, revealing the true objective is to break China's supply chain dominance. This is a resource war disguised as a security imperative. The Greenland crisis is the inevitable outcome of three massive global forces converging on the Arctic. First is the rare earth monopoly crisis. The U.S. has zero domestic mining capacity and is entirely dependent on China for minerals that are essential for everything from fighter jets to green energy. Second, climate change is physically opening the Arctic. With sea ice having declined 27% in just 15 years, new shipping routes are cutting transit times in half, and mineral extraction is becoming increasingly feasible. Finally, this new, accessible frontier has intensified great power competition. Russia is expanding its military presence with 11 icebreakers, while the U.S. has only 2, and China is pushing its Polar Silk Road initiative. For the first time in history, the Arctic is simultaneously valuable, accessible, and contested, and Greenland sits at the epicenter of it all. This collision of forces leaves the world with a stark choice between three possible futures. Scenario A, a military seizure, is almost unthinkable. It would violate the UN Charter and fracture NATO, validating the narrative that the U.S. is a declining power resorting to force. Scenario B, a negotiated acquisition, is highly unlikely, as it would require constitutional changes and face overwhelming local opposition, setting a dangerous precedent for territorial integrity. The most realistic path forward is likely Scenario C, enhanced cooperation through a joint NATO security mission. But the deeper meaning across all three possibilities remains the same. The fact that force is even being considered signals the end of the post-World War II international order. The rules-based system is giving way to an era of raw power competition. This is not just about one island. It's about whether the world we've known for 80 years will survive the next 20.